Hello there. Um, so Shadowverse has a new card game. I originally played the first one 8 years ago. I stopped playing after Starforge Legend was like the expansion after the neutral expansion. Um, and I think that's when they first implemented the in-game tournament options. I haven't experienced it, so this is my first time playing their in-game tournament. So I was able to get number one with 4 wins in a round of Swiss of 16 people, I believe. I was using Abysscraft and just looking at the lineups in there. They have like every class kind of well represented, but I had to fight through 3 Portalcraft and then Starcraft at the end to get my 4 wins. So, and then after I got 4 wins, like, okay, it's probably worth making a video and talk about it. So, this is just the ceremony, and we're gonna check the deck list, the rewards, and watch the gameplays from the replay menu. And then I'm gonna stick in a couple other replays. Yeah, so we'll talk about it. So this is free legendary worth of file every week for the win. So I didn't play. This is not the first tournament I played. So the first I played 2 tournaments today. The first one on my free-to-play alt with at rank D3 with a budget ramp dragon. I went 2-2. I lost to Face Dragon and Portalcraft, and I lost because I played Bellringer and Joe on 2 as a 2-drop instead of 4-drop or more. And I kept in my mulligan hand. So I lost the early board in the mid game. There's like something punching my face, and then couldn't out heal the burst at the end. So I went back on my main account and I was like, okay, it's everyone's aggro mid-range face deck. I'm comfortable bringing in Abysscraft, Control Abyss. Well, I was a Control Blood player in the original Shadowverse 8 years ago. There's some replays on YouTube from that time, so you guys could check it out if you guys want. But I'm comfortable with Control Abyss. It's kind of the merge of Shadowcraft and Bloodcraft. So we're watching the final game right here against the Sword that beat all the other portals also. So yeah. So actually after the game, still in the tournament lobby, up on the screen, it replays the final game with some delays. So right here, I saw the opponent in his hand. I was like wondering why he kept holding on to his evo points. The guy had 2 Alberts in hand, so yeah, that explains why he keep on holding the evo point. Yeah. The 3-drop neutral card, Apollo, Havens, and Envoy, is actually a pretty good combo with the 5-drop Abyss Legendary. Because the Abysscraft Legendary only does 7 damage, and sometimes people play around it by putting on 8 health or more, and then the Envoy just kind of solves it. Well, all the AoEs, which is like the Divine Lightning, the 4-cost spell, and also the Apollo. So that's kind of there, and they're really there to play around the Sword, because without it, Sword will just like build board over and over, and you kind of just run out of evo points and cards. So yeah, and then the next 3 games are all Portalcraft. It's kind of boring, but I guess Abyss is very consistent in beating portals. Because portals, their gameplay are kind of linear. They just play all their free, easy to obtain artifact cards the entire game, and then form that legendary, maybe, maybe not. So all you gotta do is keep your health above 14, and clear their Orcus on 8 and 9, and you're kind of good. And then once they drop their mech on turn 10, you're just Divine Lighting that, and then that's pretty much it. Because they have no Evo, and they have to use their hand slots for the artifact parts, so they can't run card draw. So once you grind out all that mech and their parts, they're kind of just waiting on you to beat them. So I am playing the Cocytus because there was one game against Puppet Portal. It's not the artifact Orcus Portal, it's just the puppets that keep on grinding. I actually ended up losing by drawing out all of my cards. So Cocytus is not kind of there to like finish the game by doing damage to their face. It's actually there to give me 10 more cards in my deck so I could play cards out of my hand. So yeah. And Divine Lighting, I kind of had a 3 here. Oh, this is the game where I had all 3 of them. I kind of baited them into playing the mech. So it's played to kill the mech which cannot be targeted, and also the Shikigami from Rune. Also the giant body that hides behind the wall of wards for portal at 10 cost and sword at 8 cost. Yeah. Also it does AoE, so that's kind of nice. So here I kind of like say, hey, you don't have anything. I have one last Evo, and then I'm gonna use both of my Divine Lighting to clear board and then go face with the Olivia, and then it's like a super nice bait for them to play the mech. So, and then they took the bait, so I won this game. But you know, with this deck, you're kind of auto lose to forest, so beware, just beware. To beat forest, you kind of like need to put in the right cards, and you become like a combo face Abyss, and you have to draw the right cards in the right order, and you have to play Storm, and also it's also like you need to do like Storm and effect damage to beat Forest. So, but I did stick a Forest replay at the end where I played like how people used to play against D-Shift back in the day, like 8 years ago, when they just don't play anything till like turn 3 or 4. So we're gonna watch that at the end. There's the first portal, second portal. This is the second round, third game, but this is the second game in the tournament. So at one more round, this is the second round. Mino, the 2-drop is actually kind of a nice drop. Sometimes I like to combine it with the Ruby, the neutral 2-drop, to use it as a draw card with a skeleton, put a skeleton back in the deck. Otherwise, it's like kind of the free tempo card you use to use the Reaper's Scythe, the 1-cost spell, to destroy some big drop versus Runecraft when they drop like all those golems and make it like 4 or 5 monsters that had to be or followers that had to be removed on the same turn, and it's overwhelming your Medusa, which could only remove 3. But yeah, aside from that, you could also just use it to hold it to turn 7 and then play it to build the board next turn for turn 8 when you can OTK or finish the game with Cerberus. Playing against Havencraft, that's kind of how I do it. Like I have a 1/4 series, a Bowringer, and a Skeleton, and they can't. They have to whiteboard on turn 8 and can't drop their what Seraph. Right? That's how I play against Haven. Well, assuming they don't already have the 6-drop Amulet on board, but yeah. So, and then other times they're Mino is kind of just a rush bane card that gets you an extra evo point, removing a giant body. Yeah, I think I beat all of the Portalcrafts with Olivia on 9, super evoing the Siri. That's kind of, we know the opponent's going to face. It's kind of just easy, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I think Portalcraft are overrated. Like they can't play card draw in their deck. That's kind of the problem. So like they put all their baskets into the artifact. So if you just put your health above 14, they like at all times, you're just like, well, once they drop their evo points, you can put it at 11. But yeah. All right. Now it's the first game. Looking at the bracket, I kind of wish I played against other crafts. Um, for the other Alta account on my free-to-play account, I actually, played against various crafts. But yeah. So sometimes when mulliganing, I like to keep Cerberus or Medusa. Because like sometimes by turn 10 you actually don't draw them if you don't keep them. And other times you keep one and then you draw the other ones in your opening hand, they kind of just break. So depending on the matchup. So against swords, I would not keep those heavy drops because you kind of just die on 6 and 7. Also not against Face Dragon. Well, against Face Dragon, I keep the 5-drop. That wipes Forte off the board. But against Rune, I would keep Medusa. Against Haven, yeah, kind of keep Medusa. What else are there? Sword, keep Medusa. Like Sword, well, I actually Sword and Portal kind of Medusa and Cerberus are all good keeps. Because they have Orcus on 8 and you kind of need them. And then Albert on 9 kind of. Well, mid-range Sword kind of don't even play Albert. Like, they don't depend on Albert, so some of them don't even keep it in their mulligan. Like they just keep on building the A cost over and over and over. So you kind of have to have the Divine Lightning and the Apollo combo. Otherwise, you just can't clear all their boards. You need like 9 cards to do AoE against swords. Because that's how much board they can build. Like how many cards that they have in their deck that could build, like flood the board. So yeah. So I like to play Medusa or Cerberus with a ward. So before they take care of my giant threat, they have to get through the 2-drop ward. And Abyss is kind of one of the 2, I think, craft that can play 6 2-drop words. The other one being Haven was the 1/3. Yeah. Yeah, it's also here like the Portalcraft had 4 bodies, so Medusa couldn't handle it. So yeah. And then here, yeah, just Medusa. And then Medusas kind of have a body large enough that it's kind of a taunt for the mech. They can't actually ignore it. Oh man. And then I just use Bane to kill it. Or the Divine Lightning, so. And then after the mech, you can see the Portalcraft has no hand. They can't, they don't run card draw. They can't run card draw in their deck. So, you know. Like I think Portalcraft's more threatening by just building the face damage 4/4 5-drop. So yeah. Uh, did we see deck list? I think we saw the deck list in the beginning. Yeah. And then here are some of my match records. And then I think I had favorited matches against every craft before, but I wasn't sold on the idea to make a YouTube video, so I deleted them all. But then after I won the tournament, I was like, okay, maybe. And then I still had like 2 replays saved. So yeah, I think this replay against Sword is just how I was able to AoE down every time when they flood the board. Dragon has much easier time because they have Twilight Drake on 9. So and then Dragon also ramps, so they just do it over and over and over. And then eventually just Storm Face. Or hit, or once they're out of board floods, you kind of, yeah. But yeah, so against Sword, it's hard on turn 4 through 6 when they could, build board without using their generals, commanders, like the 5-drop. They build it some other way, then you're kind of awkward because you're saving Apollo for their commander. And if you use it, you're kind of just out of Evo and out of option. Yeah. So also I want to talk about the 5-drop. So the Dark Seal Demon for Abyss, the 5-drop 4/4 that draws 3 cards, it's kind of bad against aggro because you do 2 damage to your face. I've lost plenty of games against aggro when like those 2 damage were the deciding factor in the end game. So I would recommend if you run any at all, and if you have to, run it at 1. But unless you don't care about the matchups like me, so I run 3. I tried the 3-cost spell, but because it doesn't have a body, this entire deck actually just doesn't have a threat outside of the Olivia and the Aragavy Eternal Hunter, also the 5-drop. So like the entire deck doesn't have anything that's above 4 points of attack. So that was kind of a problem, and that's why I decided to run the Dark Seal Demon. It kind of also give me an easier time facing Runecraft. Talking about Runecraft, it's they beat you by running 2 Shikigamis on 10 or Cocytus on 10 with like double shifts, and it's just kind of your game plans just force them to use their 7-drop on 6, 7, and 8, depending on who goes second. You're just kind of forcing them to play it before turn 10. Force them to play 2 of them before turn 10. And then you're just kind of, well, once you accomplish that, you're just hoping the shift after Cocytus doesn't kill you outright, or flood the board with 5 10 drops. So like you're if that happens, which happened to me, you need like Medusa to clear 3, right? And then you need the Reaper's Scythe if you still haven't played it. I run 1 copy. And then you also need the 2-drop neutral card to Evo if you still have an Evo point. What's that card called? I don't. That's the Philadu Lionheart Ward. You need to like Evo over their face, or Evo over like one of the 13/13s. Um, Reaper's Die is the other one, and then Medusa kills the rest. Otherwise, you're kind of just screwed. Um, so that's something worth to talk about. So here, I was like playing against Forestcraft, and I decided to try out how people used to play against D-Shift in the very, very early days of Shadowverse and D-Shift. Like I think this was before, during Wonderland Dreams. When like a Japanese player figured out to play against D-Shift, you just don't play anything, and then kill them when you have enough points in combo in hand. Because they have like enough. They have a lot of removal spells. Like so against Forestcraft, you're never gonna have board to hit face. Uh, by luck, you might be able to hit them for 2 if they don't have the 1 cost mana. I mean, 1 cost spell that deals 2 damage to a random roller, and 3 combo deal 3 damage on 3, the fairy. Um, if they do, like you're not pushing a single damage to their face in the entire game. So like you're against Forestcraft, your damage is gonna come from the 2 cost spell, which is called what? I remember the old name, which was Razor Claw, I think. That's like in Shadowverse 1. In this game, it's called Rage of Serpents. So your damage is gonna be from Rage of Serpents, and then Storm, the 2-drop Storm, Sake Storm, and then 2 Shadow Crypts Memorials, the 3-drop Amulet, and then combo with Service to do 15 with Super Evil. So yeah, that's all. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I might make a deck video on how to beat Forest as Abyss and Dragon. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one, liked it. Thank you.